Folks, welcome to the Prepared Homestead. This is Travis. Thank you all for stopping by to watch. The storms, well, they didn't do anything here last night. They completely missed right where we're at. Just north of us, got some pretty heavy rain, maybe a little bit of hail, and then south of us also, but it's crazy to watch as it come in. It just split, and we barely got a sprinkle. It's cloudy today and kind of gloomy, and we're supposed to get some rain today, so we'll see. But really got very, very little last night. But there were some storms in the area. I guess up in Iowa, they got some pretty gnarly storms. I believe there were some casualties up there also. So we'll remember those folks up there. You guys are aware that we have built a dock? In case you haven't been paying attention, we've built this dock in Gaza. They sent in the military, and they built this big pier, is what it is. And the idea is so that we can send humanitarian aid into Gaza. They claim that we're not going to be putting any boots on the ground, no troops in Gaza. This is a way to kind of a loophole around that, so that our soldiers, our people, Americans, aren't actually touching Gaza's soil, right? We're just touching that dock, that pier that we've built. But the pictures have come out with that, and there's some pretty heavy weaponry on that pier. So that's kind of interesting. There's also talk and rumors, and even a few people in prominent positions in Congress that are talking about, well, we need to pull all these refugees out of Gaza and bring them to the United States, maybe Europe. And I can't help but wonder, is that possibly what that pier has been built for? To actually evacuate people out of Gaza? There are other rumors. These are more conspiracy theories, but not quite crazy conspiracy theories, that Israel is wanting to build a canal and through that area of Gaza so that they can run shipping through there. I don't know if that's true or not, but there's definitely there's definitely motivation to have complete total control of that area. And if that's the case, then what are they going to do with all the people? Moving them to America seems to be the logical choice. I mean, that's where everyone gets moved to, right? You know, if there's some kind of refugee, well, just move them to the United States. And when we see the amount of millions and millions that are coming into this country, and potential refugees from countries like Haiti and areas like Gaza that are being shipped here, you got to start wondering, folks, at what point do we hit that tipping point to where things just go completely out of control? For a while now, Homeland Security and FBI have been saying things like, all the red warning lights are flashing, that there's an imminent terrorist attack in this country. That there's something it's gonna happen. The EPA was just talking just the other day. I mentioned that they're warning of potential terrorist attacks on our water systems, on our utility systems. There's been threats and warnings of potential cyber and terrorist attacks on our communication systems. This has been going on for a while, and we have, again, I want to keep reminding you in case you've forgotten, millions and millions of people coming across the border that we don't know who they are, and the best that we can tell is that the majority of them are young military-aged males. It's not families coming across. I mean, there are a few, but the vast majority are not families. They're from Middle Eastern countries, they're from Iran, they're from Syria, they're from Russia, they're from China, all over Africa, and they're coming into this country for reasons that really we don't know clearly. I mean, we can assume that they're not here just so that they can get a job. The amount of time and money it takes to get here just so that they can get a minimum wage type job it doesn't seem like a smart idea to me. These people are fit looking. I showed a video the other day. They look like they just got out of some kind of military training, and they're coming here. And we're told that there's going to be some kind of terrorist attack. In fact, they've said that This one would probably even be bigger than 9/11 if that was a terrorist attack. We won't go into that one, though. All the while, most of the American people, I think, are still asleep. I think they're asleep to this. They're focused on who knows what else. Whatever is popular on TV, which I couldn't tell you because I don't watch it. They're focused on an election that has already been rigged, and they know who's going to win. Maybe you and I don't, but they know. All these, gender issues and environmental issues and all this kind of stuff is what's got people so focused. But yet they're not paying attention to the fact that we are being invaded by tens of thousands a day. There was a Border Patrol agent a while back that his estimate is that there were 30 to 50 million that's come across the border since Biden took office. 30 to 50 million was his estimate, which is 3 to 5 times what the official number is, which seems to be pretty logical to me because we know government is really great at not telling the actual truth and giving the real numbers. So my question is are you ready for that? I mean, have you wrapped your head around this? That the very serious likelihood that over the next 6, 7, 8, 9 months, terrorist attacks, more disruption, more violence, more craziness, and I'm not trying to be some kind of bigot, but the people that have been coming into this country, they certainly don't share the same values as the average American. Even the ones that may not be necessarily committing crimes, they're just defecating in the streets. There's videos now, more and more of them, cooking a dog or a local cat on an open grill on a street side so that they can eat. The amount of violent acts towards Americans, especially women, by these people are shooting through the roof. There was a video just the other day of some type of taxi or Uber driver from Pakistan telling his passenger, this young lady, that in his country, he would pull her out of the car and attack her and rape her in his country. This is the type of mentality that we're dealing with. This is happening at the same time that they're continually trying to brand folks like you and I as the bad guys. Like we are the terrorists. We are the ones that need to be exterminated. Not these third world people that are coming here doing violence, but you and I, because we have these archaic, traditional, pro-biblical ideas, and we need to be done away with. And I think personally that a lot of these, the motivation to open the borders and encourage all these people from third world countries to come in is to get rid of you and I. I think it is replacement. They're getting rid of us. There's more and more open talk about these people coming in potentially voting, or at least some of them. And it's not just the vote that they're trying to replace us. It's actually you and I. They want us to go away. They've been very clear about that over the last few years of putting us in re-education camps and imprisoning us and even to the point of exterminating. We've talked about this before, and many others, of how this is a genocide that's happening. We're watching it, the steps, little by little. And if just me saying this is going to brand me as some kind of extremist and racist, but it is true. We have to be prepared for that. We have to realize that at some point, a lot of you may be waking up to a world that some of you already have, where there is rampant violence on the streets, homelessness, and just people everywhere doing bad things all around you, to the point that it's unsafe for you to go out your home. It's unsafe for you to live where you're at in your home. You won't be able to just go to the grocery store or to the doctor's office whenever you want, because the violence will be too great. It'll make the Summer of Love BLM riots look like nothing. Look at what happens now in these third world countries. Look at the life that they live. That's what will happen here. And this scenario that I'm depicting isn't even talking about the people that are coming here from, say, China, that they are here specifically to bring us down, specifically to invade us, as a standing military. All of this happening at the same time. Also, while this is happening, our currency is losing its value. And the next big pandemic is coming up because the H5N1 is growing. There's now a human case in Australia. That was just one the other day here in the United States. And so that's starting to grow and spread. So what happens when all these things, well, they happen together? Because that's exactly what it looks like. And of course, it's leading up to a big election to determine what the next ruler is over us that will take us further down the path of destruction and globalism. You need to be getting ready, folks. I know I say that every day. I get it. I'm a broken record. You're tired of it. By now, many of you have already clicked off of watching this video. But this is the world we live in. And I'm not speaking of things that are so extreme that they may or may not happening. I'm speaking of things to you that are already happening in many areas. They may not be happening where you're at or where I'm at, but they are certainly happening in certain areas of this country. And so it's not an if, it's a when that it starts spreading to other areas. And with the amount of people pouring into this country and bringing more and more people, most likely from Gaza and other places like that, it won't take much longer before it starts spreading into other cities, into suburbs, and even into small communities. I hear every day almost of people reporting that they're finding in their small little town more and more migrant people, people that don't speak English, people that are here illegally, in areas that you would never dream of hearing about it, but it's happening. And at some point, we will hit a tipping point. It's just inevitable at this point. And it's going to be bad. It's going to be absolutely chaotic. Is it going to be chaotic enough to stop the elections, enact martial law? I don't know. I mean, that's what they've done basically in Ukraine. Zelensky's term as president is up officially, but yet he's still president. Why? Because, well, he's declared himself the new permanent emperor, I guess, or just suspended the elections because they're in a state of war. That's exactly what could happen here in the United States. So chaotic, we just have to suspend the elections, and we'll do that next time. Are you ready for these kinds of things? Have you stocked up? Have you started producing stuff? Have you come up with a safety and security plan? Do you know where you're going to meet or where you fall back to? Or what are you going to do when you're out at work and you're trying to get back home and these things erupt? Have you come up with those plans? How to communicate within your family, within your tribe? You better be thinking about this kind of stuff because it's coming. It's happening. It's happening in many areas. And the likelihood that it'll happen in your area is just increasing. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. And maybe I'm just helping you realize it a little bit better. We need to be getting stocked up and ready and getting our houses in order. There's links in the description below for certain items that you could use possibly. It doesn't cost you any more to purchase those items through those links, but some of the proceeds of those links go to help further what we're doing here with this channel. So if you want to use those, it would be great. Get your houses in order, folks. Prepare mentally, physically, and spiritually. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.